Life is not a bed of roses, as we've been told, and life in the internet age can be quite thorny, especially with the endless supply of fake news, fake health advice, and myths floating around the internet. There's a lot of information out there about what it means to be healthy, but it can be difficult separating fact from fiction. Don't worry, we're here for you, and in today's video we'll tell you what the worst pieces of health advice are that are floating around the internet. Advice like eating sweets can give you diabetes, you must drink 6 to 8 glasses of water a day, herbs are safe because they're natural, to fruit juices are healthy, and many more. Keep watching till the end to find out more. Number 1. Organic food is always better for you. Well, there is a half-truth to this. Organic food is not inherently better for you just because the USDA slapped an organic label on it. Food grown organically is produced without synthetic pesticides or fertilizers, but that doesn't mean no pesticides or fertilizers. Many organic farmers still spray crops with chemicals and powders. Those chemicals are just derived from natural sources. According to a report, the long-term effects of these natural chemicals are still largely unknown because adequate research has not yet been performed. Use your best judgment when it comes to organic food, knowing that organic doesn't directly translate to chemical-free, and there are certainly many foods that are perfectly fine to eat non-organic. Number 2. Eating sweets can give you diabetes. In the era of non-communicable diseases, this is perhaps one of the most pervasive words of advice. Once you have diabetes, eating sweets can certainly send your blood sugar skyrocketing, but no amount of sweets can give a normal person diabetes. Diabetes is a metabolic disease. This means that it happens when physiological processes that keep blood sugar under control are disrupted. This could be the inability to produce insulin, the cells can't use it, or some other reason. What eating sweets or high-calorie foods can do, though, is make you fat, and obesity is a known risk factor for diabetes. But this is just as true for sweets as any other fatty, high-carbohydrate food. Finding this list interesting? Well, keep watching because there's a lot more good stuff coming up. But before moving on, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos like this, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. Number 3. You should not drink water while exercising. This is a particularly common piece of advice, and if you exercise in a public place such as a park, you've likely encountered this. The truth is, while exercising, you should drink water whenever you feel thirsty. However, drinking too much water may interrupt your exercise, making you feel heavy and bloated. Drinking enough water while exercising is necessary if you want to continue to exercise for long periods. Number 4. You should drink 6 to 8 glasses of water in a day. Almost 60% of your body is made up of water. It's an essential ingredient to hydrate every cell and every tissue in your body. However, there's no fixed magic number for water consumption. It depends on your body weight, the kind of physical activity you do, and what other fluids you ingest. If you have 6 servings of fruits and vegetables and clear soups with other water-rich foods, your requirement goes down as the water from these foods also hydrates you. Don't just focus on water, but have other fluids as well that keeps your electrolytes in balance. Having too much water can overhydrate your body and flush out the sodium, causing nausea, dizziness, and cramps. Besides this, the weather, the heat, humidity, staying indoors, and air conditioning all change your requirement for water. Individuals who exercise a lot, pregnant women, those who work in strenuous outdoor jobs need more water during the day. Number 5. Fruit juices are healthy. This is yet another piece of bad advice floating around the internet. Most fruit juices available on the market are as high in calories as sugary soft drinks. A glass of orange juice, for instance, contains the extract of 6 oranges. When you eat fruit, you usually limit yourself to 1 or 2 and have it with all the fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Juicing it destroys some minerals, takes out the fiber, and just gives you a sugar overdose. The recommended daily dose of fiber for women is 25 grams, and men need 38 grams. By eliminating the fiber from fruit, you're depriving yourself of a dense source of nutrition. Number 6. Vegetable chips are a healthy alternative over potato chips. Vegetable chips are just as bad as potato chips. The vegetables used in these chips are dehydrated and processed. Besides the oil, these chips contain a lot of salt and preservatives. So these chips lose the nutrition that you could expect out of eating the vegetable in its original form. If you have a bad craving for chips, it's better that you make your own vegetable chips at home with an air fryer once in a while. Number 7. Herbs are safe because they're natural. You may think that all herbs are safe because they come from natural sources, but this is not always the case. Many herbs and herbal supplements can be very dangerous and can cause allergic reactions or may interact with other medications that you're currently taking. This can possibly cause serious consequences. It's also important to remember that herbal remedies are not subjected to the same rigorous testing procedures as other medications, and there's often little research about their safety. It's best to consult with your doctor before taking any herbal remedies to ensure that they'll be the safest and best choice for you. Number 8. Light from the computer screen damages your eyes. It's impossible to imagine modern life without computers, but everyone has heard at least once that the screen exposure is harmful to your eyes and that it has a negative impact on your overall health. Luckily, in reality, computer monitors emit radiation in such a small amount that it can't harm your health. This radiation has nothing to do with the deterioration of your eyes. Number 9. Heart disease only affects the overweight and the elderly. This one seems logical, but it's false. Yes, a healthy diet and exercise will minimize your chances of heart problems, but you can still fall victim to the disease. Being healthy in childhood is a key factor, as studies show that children with a high BMI, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol end up more prone to heart problems later in life. Some issues like your gender and hereditary problems can have an effect, but by making small changes to your life, you can reduce the risk of heart problems. Things like exercising for at least 2.5 hours a week, having an annual heart check by your GP, monitoring your cholesterol, and eating plenty of fruit, vegetables, and whole grains will make a considerable difference. Number 10. You can train yourself to need less sleep. We all lead busy lives nowadays. Between the pressures of work, parenthood, socializing, family life, or all of the above, some of us find it hard to get the required amount of sleep. It is said that you can train yourself to need less sleep, but that simply isn't the case. You cannot manipulate your body to need less sleep. People who claim to be able to get by on 4 hours a night tend to not be aware of how sleep-deprived they actually are. Sleep deprivation can cause significant weight gain, and studies show that it contributes to serious health problems, such as cancer. The solution to this one is simple: exercise regularly and maintain a regular sleep schedule, aiming for 8 hours a night. Deep breathing, progressive relaxation, and even yoga are options if you struggle to get sleep at night. Number 11. Eggs are bad for your health. Well, they're not. Eating an egg or two is surely not going to increase the risk of heart disease. Eat the whole egg and don't leave the yolk. Egg yolk is filled with numerous beneficial minerals and fats essential for your body. Protein-rich eggs are one of the healthiest foods on the planet. Consult your doctor about their consumption, even if you are a heart or high cholesterol patient. Number 12. Natural sugars are better for you than refined sugars. Coconut sugar, agave nectar, raw sugar, palm sugar, evaporated cane juice, these are all sugar. They just sound healthier because they have fancy names. And hate to break it to you, but molasses and honey are just as bad as sucrose, or table sugar, when they're added to foods, and they still count towards your daily added sugar intake. Your body processes all simple sugars like those above the same way. There is one differentiation worth making though. Sugar in fruit comes along with fiber, vitamins, antioxidants, and minerals, which makes it more natural than sugar-laden snacks or candy. Number 13. GMOs cause cancer. Genetically modified crops are just not as scary as they're made out to be, plain and simple. The wellness world might have you believe otherwise, but there's no scientific evidence that GMOs cause cancer or any other health problems. A meta-analysis of long-term studies on GMOs concluded that genetically modified plants are nutritionally equivalent to their non-GM counterparts and can be safely used in food for people and feed for animals. Plus, they can help farmers decrease pesticide use and increase crop yields and increase food security in developing countries. How often do you turn to the internet for health advice? Has it ever been trustworthy? Let us know in the comments section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait! What kind of bestie are we if we don't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video, and enjoy.